If you've read the report, it is clear that a booster became too close to our athletics department in 2004 to 2005. And monetary benefits, $8,000, were received by a small group of athletes. It's clear that our own drug testing policy was poorly administered up till 2009, and it was poorly administered with respect to students who tested positive for marijuana. But finally, and most troubling to me, in 2012, athletic staff people provided assistance constituting, in my view, academic fraud to a men's basketball student athlete, and a high-profile one, as he sought a grade change to enable his eligibility to play. The circumstance of that grade change are discussed in that report, and they're discussed in ways that personnel in both academics and athletics were sharply criticized by the NCAA for their failure to monitor this grade change. And that latter part was, in my view, the most salient to the finding of lack of institutional control and lack of head coach control, which figures in the NCAA report. We have taken this report very seriously, and I take it very seriously because it goes to the core of what we are, which is a fine private research university with academic standards and values. A lot has been happening before the report came out, and a lot has happened since it came out. The university's drug testing policy was reformed in 2009 and comprehensively changed. There have been no problems with it, despite many applications since 2009. In late 2013, academic support for student athletes was completely overhauled under Tommy Powell, who was brought in as the new Associate Provost for Student Athlete Academic Support, and who reports to the Provost and not to athletics. I believe student athlete academic support has substantially improved in this period, and that student athlete academic performance has never been stronger. And it is my belief that there is an academic sieve that was not there as strongly before between academics and individual faculty. There have been changes in the compliance department. There have been actions taken against the individual employees involved in the academic misconduct. And there were, as you knew from earlier in the semester, a substantial self-imposed penalty, including one postseason of eligibility for competition. The report did come out just the Friday before spring break, just before the last home basketball of the season. It's made it a little difficult to convene a lot of meetings to confer on the academic side with those concerned, but there have been a lot of discussions and meetings this week. I met on Monday with senior faculty leaders, department chairs, associate deans for academics, deans, to talk about what's going on, to introduce them to Tommy Powell and our academic integrity director, and also to get advice and reaction to the report. And I got a wide range of it, as wide as, but also a lot of suggestions for what we should be doing, and suggestions that I think do make it logical to involve multiple committees of the University Senate in reforms on the academic side as well as on the athletic side. I did meet yesterday with deans of the schools, and I did meet today with the entire staff in the athletics department. We will be appealing some parts of the NCAA report. We do not agree with all the penalties in the report. We do think that some parts of the penalties are harsh and disproportionate to the conduct or other similar situations that have arisen elsewhere, but that's not to detract at all from how seriously we take the violations we agree with. There's a lot of speculation in the world, and I'm sure you're hearing it, as to why the penalties were so harsh, and I'm not going to engage in that. I think that's a subject for the appeal. But I do think the important thing is that we all take responsibility for this going forward and making sure it doesn't happen. I've been in very substantial conversations since I got here about issues in the report as I came to understand them, including conversations with our athletics leadership and our coaches. Some announcements related to that were made today. I think you've all seen some of them. It is a challenge dealing appropriately with issues of this magnitude with grace and with respect, but also while respecting the seriousness of the need for change, and particularly the importance of change in an environment where, because of the effects on our reputation, everyone that we care about or that should care about us is going to be looking at us extremely closely in how we're behaving going forward. I'm going to need the help of many in addressing this going forward in everything we do in athletics and in academics, and I'm going to continue working hard on that. I guess I'd conclude just by saying that I do appreciate that I have gotten strong support from a wide range of trustees who have stepped up, administrators, faculty, and student-athlete leaders who stepped up in the face of this. All of them care deeply about the university. I particularly appreciate those who care about academic excellence and about standards. I do want to point out that patience and grace to work through this is needed. It's not a situation that developed in a brief period of time. We do need to get through this to an appropriate place for the university, for academics, and for our student athletes. And I'm going to welcome your help and counsel as we work through this, now that we can talk about it publicly for really the first time, as this is the first Senate meeting that has been true. Thank you.